Secretariat has a following today, just as he did in 1973 when he won the Triple Crown and became universally loved and admired. And this weekend marks 50 years since he came to Paris to fulfill the rest of his career.
We call Secretariat our Elvis Presley.
Replicas of Secretariat's iconic royal blue and white checkered silks wave proudly as you drive through downtown Paris.
And I think that with Secretariat and honoring the most famous racehorse of all time and the best athlete of all time, that we are going to do it in the right way.
The Legends of Bourbon County Festival will highlight what Paris is known for: horses, history, and hospitality. After Secretariat's Triple Crown winning, he retired to Claiborne Farm on November 11th for his breeding career. In 1989, it became his final resting place.
Secretariat still brings 11,000 tourists every year to Claiborne Farm to see his grave every year. And for us, economically, that meant how can we bring those tourists to downtown Paris?
The three-day festival is expected to do just that. There will be live music, food, a parade, shopping, and more. Stacy McKenzie owns Southern Luxe Style on Main Street. She says she made sure to have more inventory for the weekend with the hopes of lots of foot traffic.
I'm excited for all the tourists that are coming in and to get the name of the store out for surrounding communities.
The long-awaited Secretariat Park will be unveiled Saturday afternoon, complete with a life-size bronze sculpture of Secretariat and a mural of him winning the 1973 Kentucky Derby. In Paris, Mariah Congedo, WKYT.